Much of today's warfare is also taking place in the media arena. Social networks, propaganda, selective reporting, and so-called narratives. How should we, as believers, understand this reality, and what tools can we use to face it?
Well, we need to understand that as believers, we are under a spiritual war. And in this spiritual war, we are not just fighting against prime ministers, armies, and so on. We are fighting against the devil, against principalities. And the devil is the father of all lies. And he installed in the brains of those who listen to him a different narrative. God has a narrative, which is the Bible, God's plan. And the devil installed a new narrative, replacement theology. The Jews are to be blamed of everything and so on. So we need to be really careful. Where do we hear and see all of these different narratives? We see them in the media. For example, Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC. And I say so because it really breaks my heart to see pastors, church leaders, really drink as if it's water of life their news and theology. News and theology. From Al Jazeera, from CNN, from BBC, and not from God, not from the Bible. So it really grieves me. And no wonder so many churches don't know how to deal with Israel, how to pray for Israel. Well, read the Bible. A good example will be Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. In Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15, it describes when the people of Israel were under really attack from their neighbors, pressure and so on. And God sent messengers to the world to see how they view the issue. And they reported back to him, and God said, "And I am exceedingly angry with the nations that are at ease. For while I was angry but a little, they furthered the disaster." That means while Israel was in a turmoil, the nations couldn't care. They didn't help. They basically said, it's none of our business. And God said, well, it is your business. And if you think that's the last one, check Matthew 25, verses 41 to 45. The situation describes the judgment of the nations after Jesus' return to earth to establish his kingdom. And before establishing the kingdom, he judges nations. And what will be the test? Did you take care of my children when they were under persecution? Did you visit them? Did you visit me? Did you fed me? And so on. So when did we last saw you in that situation? No. If you saw my children and did not help them, you didn't help me. And by checking the context, it deals with the leftover of Israel, the remnant of Israel, remnant of believers who've been persecuted and neglected. And institutional believers, as we call it, thought that they are really following God. But when God reveals their heart, he says, I don't know you. I just pray to God that I will not be in this situation, that if I call myself a believer, I will listen to God, to his word, not to the media. I will truly be a believer in Jesus and not just be dressed with Christianity. In the book of Jude, verse 3, it says, contend for the faith. Contend, in Hebrew, it's translated, fight for the faith. Indeed, now we need you. We need you to fight for the faith. We need you to fight for truth. When you hear lies, go back to the Bible. Quote from the Bible and call the liars by their names and continue to pray for us.